And it's a very good morning from me, Johnny Bryan, and I welcome you to the Alliance Park here in North London on a gorgeous sunny Saturday morning for the Natwest Schools Cup semi-finals for 2015. Twickenham awaits the winners of the two Vars semi-finals and the two Cup semi-finals here at the Alliance Park this afternoon. It should be a fantastic day, a festival, a feast of rugby, you could say, and what should be an entertaining day here at the Alliance Park in North London. I'd like to say Dave Rogers is alongside me. David, a very good morning to you. An exciting day of rugby ahead, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good to be here, Johnny. I mean, we return to Alliance Park ahead of, what you described as an absolute festival of rugby. 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow. Teams who've been successful in the competition before, teams who are finding themselves at this stage for the very first time. And at around about 7 o'clock today, we're going to know who will be in the Twickenham finals later this month.
Yes, Twickenham finals to come in 2.5 weeks' time, and as David mentioned, there's more rugby to come tomorrow on Sunday when the 15s Cups and 15s Vars take place. But that's tomorrow. This is today, and this is the first Vars semi-final between Stockport Grammar School and Seevic College of Essex. An intriguing tie, this one. Let's have a look at both teams and how they line up first of all. This is our Stockport Grammar lineup with Robinson, Travis, Clark, Clapperton, Power, 2 Travis twins at 6 and 7, James Gilboy at 8, Mark Ray at 9, Lewis Jones 10, Will Hanson 11, Will Jones 12, George Chatterton 13, Michael Sidebottom 14, Tom O'Mahony at 15, and they're coached by Mr. Pete Irwin. And there were a couple of late changes in that Stockport side, wasn't there, Dave?
Yeah, a couple of late changes. 14, Michael Sidebottom came in last minute as Mark Mellor was replaced by Will Jones at 12. In the pack, Tom Power moved up to 5 and James Gilboy at 8, and there are a few changes on the bench too. Last minute changes, but there's still a settled team, and they're going to face this Seevic College side.
Indeed they are, the Seevic College side from Essex Way. Will Weston 1, Finley McIntyre 2, Naji Muncher at 3, Jamie Collins at 4, Curtis Biddle at 5, Joe Hedges 6, Charlie Cannon 7, Chris Shields 8, Ricky Gould 9, Harrison Frieswell at 10, Lewis Johnston 11, Manashi Muzuzu at 12, Jordan Lowe 13, Amos Filson 14, Edward Howlett 15. They're coached by Danny Clare, but no changes in that side.
Absolutely, that's a settled team. They've had a fantastic record so far. Confidence in the pre-match interviews that I've read in the media from the coach Danny Clare. They've got a great defensive record in this competition. We've seen them warming up. They're a big, physical and imposing team, and they are going to be a real threat for Stockport Grammar today.
They should do indeed. Kick-off is due to start around about 6-7 minutes time. These are the replacements, and as Dave mentioned, Stockport Grammar have made quite a few replacements. Dave, just to talk us through a couple of them.
Well, we've got Harry Mellor at 16, Alex Proven at 17. Harry Mellor was a last-minute change. Number 18 is Max Lederberg, originally not in the matchday squad, but he was brought in today. 19, Ned Barlow. 20, Adam North. 21, Jamal Brown. 22, Alex Jones. Seevic, that is the bench that they put out earlier in the week when the squads were announced. So 16, Matthew Bevan. 17, Mitch Webb. 18, Luke Taylor. 19, Andre Barrett. 20, John Sagomba. 21, Morgan Thorne, and 22, Billy Wright.
So both teams just one match away from Twickenham. This is how Stockport have got here today. Comprehensive victories over Sale Grammar School and St Ambrose College, and a nice little kind run in the 3rd and 4th round there. A couple of walkovers. Ilkley Grammar School, they put them to the sword by 25 points to 5, and Welbeck Defence Sixth Form College by 32 points to 15. A good run there. Comprehensive victories all the way through, Dave.
Yeah, lots of points scored. 163 for, just 59 against. As you say, a couple of nice walkovers in the 3rd and 4th round. But when you're this age, you want to keep playing rugby, you know. So the Stockport guys, they won't have particularly enjoyed those walkovers, even though ultimately it's kept them fresh for the latter stages. A brilliant win against Welbeck Defence College from the East Midlands in the 6th round that stands them in very good stead to take on Seevic in this semi-final.
And this is how Seevic got here to the Alliance Park on this beautiful Saturday morning. 26-0 over Brentwood College, 46-7 over West Hatch High School, Westcliff High School 26 points to 3, 39 points to 3 over St Olave's Grammar School, Hurst to Pierpoint College 32 points to 8, and then St George's College 30 points to 19 those first 5 rounds there, keeping their opposition down to single figures. Round 6, obviously the skill sets ramped up a little, and St George's a little bit of a tougher test, but that's an impressive run to this semi-final.
Oh, it certainly is. In 6 games, just 40 points conceded and 199 for. So they're used to winning, and they are used to winning big. We mentioned they're a big and physical side, very, very strong in the defence. They're going to have to be today on a big white pitch here at Allianz Park. The thing we haven't had for Seevic so far in this competition is a good test. So it'll be interesting to see how they cope against Stockport if the game is in the balance.
For all 8 teams here this afternoon, something different that they're not used to. It's a 3G pitch here at the Allianz Park, because you're a lot of running rugby as well. You know, the conditions here are perfect today, aren't they?
Well, what it does mean is that we're going to have consistency. The thing that won't be consistent is the bounce of the ball, of course, because it's rugby, but the pitch is flat, it's wide, it's firm, so we shouldn't have any problems underfoot for the scrummaging, for the backs to kind of open their legs and go for it. Everything is set up today for a group of matches where the best teams win.
15 degrees is due to be here today. 15, 16 degrees in the middle of the afternoon. There's a cooling breeze across the ground that may affect the games just a little bit today, but tomorrow, when the wind is due to get up for the 15s, that will be a different kettle of fish altogether. That's an example of how beautiful the pitch is here at the Allianz Park. It's such great to be here. We've been here many times over the last 12 to 18 months with the Champions Trophy and with the semi-finals here 12 months ago. Let's briefly chat, Dave, about the semi-finals to come. In the Vars later on, King Edward VI School of Aston in Birmingham against Churches College in Hampshire. That should be an interesting tussle as well.
Well, what we've got here, which is very interesting indeed, is we've got teams playing against each other from completely different circuits. So you can do as much research as you like, but you haven't really got any comparable results. You haven't played against them, they haven't played against your opposition. So we've got 4 teams in the Vars competition who really have just got to go out there and play their game, not worrying about the opposition. Hopefully that'll mean that the shackles come off, the teams go out there, they don't leave anything there. So whether they book their place at Twickenham or not, they know that they've given it absolutely everything in the lead up to this competition.
Then we've got the cup semi-finals to come from 3 p.m. this afternoon. Udall against Bromsgrove. This tie intrigues me a lot, because this looks like 2 teams who are not afraid to attack. And looking at the stats here, they're happy to let a few points go, but they'll happily put treble past you as well. And these are both teams that I'm looking at that should be an interesting semi-final.
Oh, lots and lots of talent, yeah, and teams that, you know, that. The beauty of this competition is that you get so many teams entering. I mean, between the under-18s and the under-15s, there have been over 1,000 teams in that cup competition, should I say. Arundel, Bromsgrove, Wilmslow, Dulwich. They've scored tries, they've defended their line. We've got the real kind of cream of the talent there in schoolboy rugby. But absolutely anything's possible. On a day like today, I think everyone should get tuned in, stay tuned in, because there's going to be some fantastic stuff start to finish.
It would indeed. We're just moments away from the first Vars semi-final between Stockport Grammar School and Seevic College. Both teams will be getting ready just in the tunnel. We're moments away from that. Let's chat about the last cup semi-final later on. Wilmslow against the Dulwich Dynasty.
Well, Dulwich are an absolute powerhouse at this level. 3 consecutive victories, going for a 4th at Twickenham, but Wilmslow, they will not lie down in this one. They fancy upsetting the balance, as I think the teams are just on the way on now. There's certainly lots of commotion.
So here we go then. This is the first semi-final between Stockport Grammar School and Seevic College of Essex. This first Vars semi-final. So then, Twickenham awaits one of these 2 teams. Set the first name. We're down no doubt the 3rd match in Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time, that the under-18s Vars final. It's been a great competition in the past few years, or the last 3 years I've been covering this great event. 2 new teams to me. Stockport Grammar and Seevic College. So we shall see how both teams tackle not only these not only the start of the semi-final, but both teams will try and figure each other out in the first 10 minutes, won't they, Dave?
Yeah, we've got Stockport Grammar are going to get us underway in their black and amber hoops. Seevic College in the black shirts with the maroon sleeves. Stockport Grammar attacking from right to left as we look at it, and as the camera look at it. Just waiting on the referee's final checks before we get this first Vase semi-final underway.
And we're underway, we are indeed, with Lewis Jones getting this match underway. Collected by Robinson. Weston for Seevic. Little drive going through from Biddle. Little punch forward, out on the full though by number 10, Harrison Fryswell. So back they come before the first line out, and the first little let over there from Seevic.
Well, Stockport Grammar, it was a good chase originally from the back row led by James Gilboy from the kickoff. They couldn't quite recover it, but from the pressure we've seen there on Friswell, Stockport Grammar really looking to lift the defensive line quickly early in this semi-final.
Line out taken by Travis. Referee spots a knock on there, and it will be the first scrum of the morning.
Yeah, not particularly clean from the throw in there. It was tipped forward eventually off Stockport Grammar. But lineouts and set pieces so important at every level of the game now. If you're going to get anything going from the set piece, which of course is a great attacking platform, it's important that your hooker finds his arrows early on.
Indeed he does. Got to find the bullseye from the off. Seevic put in. Gold with it. Driving scrum there from Seevic. Gold collects. Send it to Fryswell. Nice little darting one there by Lowe. Gold looks left. A bit of a high pass, but still collects. Stockport stopping in their tracks. With a loose pass. The referee says it's gone backwards. So still in Seevic hands. Good rugby there from Stockport, and they win the penalty.
Yeah, great defensive pressure from Stockport. As I mentioned early on, really pushing up that defensive line. Seevic looking to keep the ball in hand, particularly after that mistake where the clearance kick went straight out, but Stockport relentless, and they win the penalty as a result.
Tom Mahoney kicks it into touch.
Interesting decision there. I mean, it's a difficult kick from there, but you wonder whether or not they'd like to get points on the board. But obviously this Stockport Grammar School can smell blood, and they want to strike early with just under 3 minutes gone.
James Travis at the line out. Not collected cleanly, but they still have it. Now here comes Stockport. A couple of men on the left-hand side, and important tackles being made here. Ray. Mark Ray goes right. James Gilboy. Referee spots the forward pass, and see if they've got a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, first time we've seen Stockport Grammar with the ball in hand. Lots of movement, lots of dummy running, but no one really particularly incisive. We saw a nice little dummy and go there from Tom Travis, the number 7, but he was in at first receiver. You wonder whether or not he was expecting that ball from the scrum half. But let's see another one of these scrums now. The first one was a real competition. Lots of effort, but neither side really giving an inch.
Second scrum. Seevic on their own 22. Gold with the put in. The referee's not too happy with that. Little exchange. So we'll reset and go again. Yeah,
I did say early, didn't I, that the solid ground does mean that there won't be any kind of slipping in the scrum, and we've got a real physical contest here. Neither of these tight fives want to give an inch.
Just remind you, of course, 35 minutes per half. This level of competition. Twickenham awaiting the winner. In the Vase final, the contested scrum from Stockport. Let's see the pick up, and now they're away. Referee spots the penalty, taken quickly. Gold finds his right. Chance for Seevic here to launch the counter-attack. Box kick now from Ricky Gold. The referee spots an earlier infringement, and they'll come back for that penalty.
Yeah, nice work from the scrum half there. I was questioning his decision to go quickly, but it unsettled Stockport, and the referee has spotted them offside in the middle of the park, and now Seevic will have the chance for some territory, and that's a decent clearance kick there from Friswell, the outside half.
Indeed it is. It puts them deep inside the Stockport half for the first time in this last semi-final.
The first chance we'll have to look at their line-out too. Stockport have won 2 from 2, but they've both been a little bit shaky.
Finley McIntyre, how's his adders? Not too bad, collected by James Collins. Picked up Curtis Biddle. Gets over the gain line. Gold spots a little gap himself. Good tackle there by Robinson. Cannon acting scrum half. And a good drive forward as well from Seevic. Into the Stockport 22 they come. But they'll stop, and it will be a chance for Stockport to clear from their own 22, but attacking intent there from Seevic.
Absolutely, real signs of intent there. The huge pack really looking to get a roll on and move that Stockport unit around. We did say before the match they're a big physical side. Pride themselves on their defence, but they can also use that bulk in attack. It wasn't clean from the line out, but as soon as they recovered, they really did make yards. A lot of pressure on Stockport now to clear.
Mark Wright. And it's good counter-scrummage in there from Seevic, and they win the penalty.
Absolutely, I think Stockport were getting the push on a little bit early. Seevic will enjoy this. They absorbed a little bit of pressure early on, particularly from Stockport's defence. They're going for the posts.
And it will be Harrison Friswell who will be getting the tee and to open the scoring here on this Saturday morning at the Alliance Park in Northland.
Well, we're only 7 minutes in, and he's already had quite a lot to do. As the red headed outside half, he was under pressure and put his first clearance kick out, and sometimes with outside halves that can really sort of unsettle them. But since then, in the few little bits of play that he's had, he's kept his composure, he's moved the ball around well, he found a good touch with that penalty, and now there's a chance for him to open the scoring.
High tee from Friswell, but right into the heart of the goal. Seevic lead, 3-0.
Well, that'll please Seevic, the players and the coaches. It's the first time they've had possession. They soaked up what Stockport had to offer in the first couple of minutes, and the first time they've marched up the field, they've come away with 3 points. Lovely kick there from the outside half.
3 points to the good. How do Stockport Grammar respond? Deep kick collected by Chris Shields. Now up a little darting run. And Seevic again. He Gold. Friswell. Ball is out loose, and Stockport may have turned it over here. And they do have an advantage to be played as well. Bray. Back for that knock-on advantage.
Yeah, it was Seevic this time up absolutely lightning quickly in the defensive line. Interesting change of tactic from Stockport, going deep with this kick-off when they tried to retrieve the opening kick-off themselves. In terms of the knock-on, it was a shame really from Seevic's point of view, because it was good quick ball from Ricky Gold at the base of the ruck and a chance for those backs to really express themselves, but the missed pass went to ground. That's a few times now, though, Seevic's shown that they're not scared to run the ball from deep. All the chat in the build-up was that Stockport were the attacking team who had tries in them. Seevic happy to handle the ball. Let's see how they handle this pressure now in defence. Good attacking position here for Stockport Grammar.
Play again with the putting. Scrum. Cleanest scrums in the world, and so much so that Seevic will win the penalty.
Seevic's scrum absolutely dominating at the moment. A little bit of argy-bargy there. Stockport really coming under pressure. You can just see from the shots on your screen there, some of the Seevic pack are absolute monsters. Huge guys. Number 3, Mundice in your shot there. Huge chest, huge shoulders, and that front row really unsettling Stockport Grammar at the moment. And here comes Seevic again, another excellent clearance kick back into the Stockport Grammar half.
Really on the front foot. Seevic, and defensively so far they've been impressive in their first 10 minutes.
Oh, very impressive, and particularly in the set piece. They've unsettled the Stockport line out. They've won 2 penalties at the scrum, and we've only had just over 10 minutes played. Stockport need to regroup here, and their pack need to dig in after this shortened numbers line out.
McIntyre with the throw. How's his second, Adams? Pretty good, collected by Curtis Biddle. And now another drive coming from Seevic. Stockport stopping in their tracks this time around though. Good tackle there on Jamie Collins. And so much so that Stockport will win the penalty.
Yeah, tackle was complete there. It was a good carry from the Seevic second rower Collins. As Stockport go quickly here, but he was isolated. The tackle was completely carried on. That's a lovely dummy there though, and here comes Stockport.
Indeed they are. In comes Stockport with George Chatterton with that nice little dart-in run. Lewis Jones into midfield to Kyle Clapperton. Ray goes to his right. Little dink forward by Lewis Jones. And a good dink it is as well. Stockport now with a little bit of an opportunity here for the opening try of the game. And it is going to be the opening try of the game for James Gilboy.
Lovely vision there from the Stockport outside half. He dabbed the kick over the top. He saw that Stockport had numbers. They got the bounce of the ball, and then it was cool heads and good execution. I was bemoaning Seevic for leaving their man isolated before so that he was tackled and had no support, but it was the exact opposite for Stockport there. The kick turned the winger. He couldn't gather it. It went into a Stockport hand, and then we had support lines here, there and everywhere. He had options. The 2-on-1 was executed, and Stockport Grammar strike back 5-3. So
then, that's how you respond to a losing a 3-point penalty, by getting a try a couple of minutes afterwards. 5-3. Is this 7-3? Not to be. So, 2-point game. 12 minutes down. Stockport Grammar with a try from James Gilboy, lead by 5 points to 3.
Good character there from Stockport Grammar. You know, they've been on the back foot. They've not had the best time in the line out. Their scrum is being taken to pieces at the moment, but having conceded the 3 points, that is the perfect way to respond. Great character, and they lead now by 2 points. Let's see what Seevic can come back with.
Should be interesting. Bear in mind that Seevic haven't conceded that many points in this competition. They've already conceded 5 in the first 12 minutes here at the Alliance Park. Oh, well, that's a little bit clumsy there from Mark Ray, but he seems to redeem himself and keeps possession. He just spotted an infringement. There was a knock on, and it will be a Seevic with the put in, just short of the Stockport 22, and a chance to respond.
Well, you're always vulnerable just after you've scored, and this is the last thing that Stockport want here. Real opportunity, though, for their forwards to pretty much prove that they're still in this game. They've got to dig in here and get a good scrum against this enormous Seevic pack. Just look at the size difference in the front rows there on your screen.
Yes, this really could be their trump card in this game for Seevic, is the scrum. Let's see how they do this time. He goal with the put in. Again, good scrub from Seevic. Stockport hold firm though. Now a little darting run, this time from Chris Shields. Trying to fish this one out. Ricky Gold does that and goes to his left. Mundice into the 22. Gold collects. Loose pass. Picked up by Muzuzu. Ricky Gold. Joe Hedges.
It's good defence from Stockport there, but really, Seevic are asking a lot of their big ball carriers there. First it was Mundicha, and then it was Joe Hedges. They're receiving 10-15 yard passes from the base of the ruck, not having any time or any support really. That's not smart play from Seevic, particularly in those areas of the field.
Something no doubt the coaches will chat about at half time. 35 minutes of half to remind you.
It's quite telegraphed and predictable too. I mean, it's obvious they're going to do it, because when the ball's in the ruck, you've got the outside half there, kind of with his hands on his hips, not even looking like he's going to receive it. That's 3 times now they've left the big ball carrier isolated, and now they've given away their field position. That's a much better lineup from Stockport.
Here they come indeed. Here come the amber and black of Stockport into midfield. Mark Ray. Ball went backwards, says the referee, and a little bit of an overlap being created here for Stockport, and a good little jack and run by George Chatterton. The ball is intercepted by Ricky Gold. He's dumped into touch, but the referee spots the penalty, and it'll be Stockport just short of the 22 with a chance to go maybe 5 points clear.
I know he's just given away the penalty there, but I've been really impressed by Ricky Gould, the Seevic scrum half early on. He is absolutely everywhere. He was chasing back there in defence. Stockport grammar once again fancy the corner, really trying to make the best of their territory here, but if they don't come away with anything, then that's a real opportunity missed.
Well, early part of the game, they did have a chance of a penalty on the opposite side of the field, just short of the 22 in the first couple of minutes, but they went for the gamble. Didn't pay off at that time. Let's see how it does it this time. James Travis playing hooker.
Better line at that time, and now Stockport trying the drive.
Still, Seevic hold firm. So we've got to go to plan B. Little kick out wide, and it looks a pretty decent one as well. This is going to be the second try for Stockport.
Oh, glorious. Absolutely glorious. 2 kicks to that right-hand corner and 2 tries. Great vision from the outside half. Beautifully executed. That's a joy to watch.
Michael Sidebottom, the scorer for Stockport. We saw something much the same last week in the Six Nations in the Ireland-England game. Something a little bit similar to that. And Stockport have read the playbook here today.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, they've noticed that Seevic are defending narrow and looking to drift. And left the foot, that he was on the back foot defence-wise, but that is a try for Michael Sidebottom, the late replacement, remember.
O'Mahony doesn't convert. 2 tries to the good for Stockport Grammar from goal boy and Sidebottom. 10-3 the lead.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Seevic change defensively now, because they won't get caught out like that again. What that does mean is they'll be defending wider, so there might be some gaps through the middle. A real test for the defence of the Essex team now.
Freeswell with the restart. Ray, off and running again. Stockport Grammar, they really are on the front foot. They're bulldozing through the Seevic defence currently. Finding the gaps, David.
Yeah, absolute offload. Oh, that's another great offload there. Real good front foot rugby from Stockport here. But it's a little bit too free flowing. The ball goes to ground, and Seevic have the chance to regroup. What they're doing better than Seevic at the moment is when their ball carriers are taking the ball into contact, they're looking for options, and they have them. With Seevic, they've got that big physicality. They're not scared to let the big guys have a run. However, they're running in. It's telegraphed, it's isolated, and all of a sudden you've got to commit more numbers to the breakdown to recover any kind of quality ball. Stockport, on the other hand, they're taking the initial contact. They're looking for the offload. If the player who's carrying the ball does go to ground, then there are men clearing out. And as you can see, they've made 20, 30 metres there easily, and it was only an unforced error that handed the ball back to Seevic.
Chris Shields collects from the scrum, gets into Stockport territory. Gould driving forward, Mundija, and now here come Seevic coming forward this time. Freeswell, a little bit of a high pass to Muzuzu, and the offload is not that good, but the referee spots a penalty right in front of the sticks this, Dave. It's a good chance here if Seevic want to reduce the deficit to 4 points.
Well, you'd think that Friswell will go for the sticks from here. They're a converted score behind, but with plenty of time on the clock, it would be a real opportunity missed, and yet the referee signals there. Better play from Seevic. Just as I've said that they're leaving their runners isolated, all of a sudden we've got some offloads and we've got some support lines, and they're going to need to continue that if they're going to get any change out of this Stockport Grammar defence.
So 10-3 the scoreline. Freeswell to reduce the deficit to 4 points. It's a decent kick. And over it goes. 7 points becomes 4. 10-6 the score.
Yeah, Seevic will be happy to get some more points on the board, having conceded those 2 tries, which, despite being fantastically executed tries from Stockport Grammar, are always disappointing ones to concede. Sometimes it's just quite difficult to accept that the opposition deserve to score with a little bit of individual excellence.
O'Mahony with the restart, right into the deep, picked up by Amos Filson, decides to go for a little run himself. And he's pretty quick, isn't he, Dave?
He was a little bit flat-footed on the original take. He wasn't really aware, but as soon as he gets the ball in hands, he looked really dangerous, but he's held on there and he's conceded possession again. Another isolated runner, needs support.
I was going to say taken quickly, but the referee wants that one to come back straight away. So another option now here for Stockport Grammar. They were going to go for the quick kick, but instead I think it could be line out into the Seevic 22.
Mahoney finds the corner. Amos Filson going sideways there, looks a real athlete, absolute power and pace, but
something that Stockport will have to be wary about. That's that he's a quick player with pace, and it can be dangerous. Stockport line out, collected by Gilboy, the first try scorer. A bit of a loose pass there to Lewis Jones, but he still collects. Into the 22 comes Stockport. They go right. A couple of men on the right hand side as well. They're going for the little darting kick again. It's worked a couple of times, but not this time as the ball lands into touch.
Yeah, nice kick. Lewis Johnston, the left winger, again got turned there. It was great vision for the kick. Stockport Grammar really looking to turn the screw here. Just you were mentioning Amos Filson there. Perhaps that's what the tactic has been, trying to get the big runners to run on the left-hand side to free up a bit of space on the right, because I'd imagine if Filson gets any kind of time or space, then he's going to be a deadly finisher. But Seevic just haven't been able to get that far yet. Big defensive line out for them here.
12 minutes to go in this first half. Under-18s VAR semi-final, live from the Alliance Park here in North London, between Stockport Grammar School and Seevic College of Essex. 10-6 Stockport lead. Good line out there from Seevic, collected by Jamie Collins. Referee not too happy, and it will be a Stockport putting.
Well, it was a good clean line out take at the back, but have got to try and relieve the pressure there. They were trying to get it settled so that Friswell had plenty of time for the clearance kick, but another mistake gives Stockport an attacking scrum here in a fantastic position. After that initial burst from Seevic, Stockport have recovered absolutely fantastically. Now this scrum is the final acid test to see if they really are back in this game.
Well, it's been their trump card. As the scrum. Strong again. The referee will ask that one to be reloaded. Just warning both the front rows here. You've been impressed with the Seevic front row.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely fantastic, real big physical beasts, but Stockport just trying to impose themselves before the put-in. They've got to be careful, but they have to do something to try and combat the power and technique. Here comes Seevic, look at that drive and the ball's out.
And they won the penalty, yes. Excellent scrummaging there from Seevic.
Perfectly executed.
It could be a real asset to them, especially if they get a scrum inside the Stockport 22.
Well, you just see there, it's so destructive. I mean, Stockport, the scrum was reset originally because Stockport got a shove on a little bit early. The referee gave them the benefit of the doubt. They were tentative in the second scrum, and Seevic absolutely tore them to shreds. Brilliant scrummaging from the Essex team. They get the penalty, and now they've got the opportunity to relieve the pressure.
The ball going to be collected from the crowd. For Finlay McIntyre, beg your pardon, to take. Seevic still stuck in their own half at the moment, just short of their own 10-metre line. So important line up this one, and it's been lost. And it is a knock-on advantage to come for Stockport Grammar. Can they take even more from this advantage? O'Mahony on one player and another uses Kyle Clapperton on the right hand side, and Stockport win the penalty.
Again, they've got a penalty there. They're bound to dab this for the corner because that's been the technique so far, but when they get the opportunities like this, it's not been particularly clean. The ball hasn't got out well from scrum half to first receiver into the centres. Very often it's been the full-back, Tom O'Mahony, who's been picking it up deep and having to recover. He's gone through quite a lot of work, and none of it has been the forward work, attacking lines that the backs really like to have to kind of explode onto the gain line. So Seevic are dealing with that well, but they're giving away the penalty, which is handing the initiative straight back to Stockport, back inside the 22.
Indeed, they're coming back inside their own, back inside the Seevic 22, I beg your pardon. Mark Ray, Lewis Jones does well. Stockport pirouetting on the sixpence. Michael Sidebottom. Good tackle there from Finlay McIntyre. Ray taken down by Joe Hedges. The referee put his arm for a bit of an advantage there, and it will be a penalty to Stockport right from the 22 for a high tackle. 3 points all over here, right in front of the post if they fancy it.
Yeah, Seevic need to keep their defensive discipline here because they're lifting the line well, and once again Stockport aren't able to get the clean passes away. They're putting their backs under a tremendous amount of pressure here. They're not able to get any forward momentum, but at the moment Seevic, their own worst enemy, giving away penalty after penalty in good positions. This time Stockport simply can't say no to the 3 points. This is an absolute gift to take them a converted score ahead once again.
10-6. This to go 13-6 ahead. Will Hans the kicker this time around. There it goes. So then, converted score ahead. Stockport go as we approach the half-hour mark. 13-6. Stockport lead.
And Stockport once again coming away from an attacking position inside the 22 with points. Both teams have been quite clinical when they've been inside the opposition's 22.
Deep kick-off from Harrison Fleeswell.
Stockport Grammar School, number 11, Will Hanson. Stockport lead, 13 points to 6.
to Stockport. From the own half, Seevic trying to put them under pressure, but they have been the one that's been in the ascendancy in much of this first half. And now they're off and running away. This is George Clatterton. Tries a little inside pass, and now then, Amos Filson, we've seen him running before. Let's see how his legs this time. Tackled by Carl Clapperton, but they still win the penalty. Seevic, and a chance for them to try and pinch something towards the end of this first half, but some good running rugby there from Stockport.
Fantastic, yeah, George Chatterton, he's gone outside his man a couple of times. Really good attack up this near side touchline, couldn't quite get the offload away. Got a replay of it here. He's beaten one man there, passed another. Great pace and the dummy. It was actually Amos Filson who got sold. It was a good covering tackle from Harrison Freeswell, but Filson himself recovered with the interception and managed to earn the penalty with his attack to Stockport. A little bit too keen in trying to rip that ball away.
Freeswell finds touch on the halfway line. 7 points down as we approach the end of this first half of this first under-18s Vars semi-final.
Seevic will be hoping here is that they can go through some phases and just keep the ball. They've not been able to keep hold of the ball for long periods of time. It's pretty obvious now they're not going to be able to bulldoze their way through Stockport.
Loose line-up, but still collected by Jamie Collins. Good offload from Curtis Biddle, but the referee spots a forward pass, and Stockport Grammar will have to put it.
It was a forward pass, but that was unlucky. That's the first time. The thing that I've been bemoaning with Seevic has been the fact that they've not been supporting the runners. Now they supported the runners there. They got the one offload away. They got the other offload away. Had it not been forward, all of a sudden they've got a 2-on-1 and it's try time. So they're clearly learning from the mistakes, admittedly, finding fresh ways to make new ones. But a scrum, even an opposition scrum, isn't the end of the world.
No, indeed not. We've seen how strong the Seevic scrum can be in this first half. Good drive from them as well. And a good tackle there on Mark Ray. And so much so that Seevic will have to put in excellent scrummaging there from Seevic.
That's just destructive scrummaging. Absolutely destructive scrummaging. Mark Ray actually did well to get the ball out of the back of the scrum. I didn't see the knock on, but the referee's a lot closer than us. And now all of a sudden, Seevic in a fantastic position. They've got those athletic backs stood flat off the 10. They've got a couple of minutes until half-time. Surely they're going to try and unleash those backs. We've not seen a lot of them yet, Johnny, but this is a really, really good opportunity for the team that trail.
7 points down. Can they collect something before the half-time whistle? Gold. Freeswell. Muzuzu. And an error, but intercepted nearly by Amos Filson, but referee's already called it back for that knock-on, and it will be a Stockport put-in scrum.
Oh, wowee! I don't know what to say about that. First of all, it was great defence from Stockton. It was a great hit. Sorry, Stockport, shall I say. It was a great hit on Muzuzu. He spilled the ball forward. All of a sudden, the counter-attack's on as we just see a replay there. It was 12 on 12. There's so often big hits. I don't know why he's trying to throw that Hail Mary pass there. They had 4 on 2. It just had to go through the hands, and all of a sudden, he's nearly gifted Amos Filson the interception and the try under the sticks. The referee bringing it back for the first knock-on, which I'm sure he would have done had Filson come in with the interception. Not great rugby from either team there.
Yes, both teams gone a little bit to sleep, but an excellent kick by O'Mahony. And he's put Freeswell under a bit of pressure here. But a good little dart there from Freeswell. Nearly knocks the touch judge over and comes into touch with a minute to go.
Interesting that in defence they've got the fullback Edward Howland defending at first receiver, and Freeswell dropping back the outside half into the fullback position. They're obviously confident in the tackling of the fullback and the clearing kick ability of the outside half. He's done well there, a little counter-attack, but he didn't have much option, made a few yards. Just before half-time, the initiative back with Stockport Grammar.
And it's been intercepted by Chris Shields over halfway. Ricky Gold spots a little bit of a gap and gains a few feet.
About something good there.
The touch judge has actually spotted something as well. He put his flag up straight away. The clock has stopped on the referee's watch, so something has obviously spotted that the crowd were a little bit incensed on the far side. Dave, we couldn't tell from our commentary position on this side of the field. There's a little bit of afters as well.
Well, I'm just looking on the ground and I can't see any handbags. I don't think there's much to worry about over there.
Time in the red. We do go on the referee's whistle. Our clock's only the approximation.
The crowd was certainly incensed by something there. They weren't happy at all. Most of the noise has come from a Seevic contingent so far. Bit of a consultation going on between the officials.
Yes, indeed. I'm not sure if the pitches are watered and the biscuit's going to be after this conference between the touch judge and the referee.
Clearly a decision to be made, though.
Not very happy. And in fact, he's calling one of the Seevic players over. Guilty party here. It's Chris Shields. Referee chanting Ricky Gold. And Chris Shields will see himself in the bin.
Well, I wonder if we'll be able to see a replay. The referee suggesting that there was a stamp there. That is not what Seevic needed, particularly all the graft that Shields has gone through. He disrupted the last line out, got the ball, made some yards, but clearly his frustrations have got the better of him. And he will spend, well, certainly the first 9 minutes of the second half in the bin. Another good touch found by Stockport. It would really rub salt in the wound if they could get something from this final attack of the half.
Absolutely, just took the word right out of my mouth. Salt in the wound, and would be indeed. And here they come as well. They've got the one-man advantage to remind you as well. Seevic have to remain strong. Travis. Penalty. Once again, referee not too happy. He's calling Ricky Gold over the Seevic captain.
Probably just trying to keep a lid on things here. There's Chris Shields, the man in the bin. That was a close-up of him. Often when something like that happens, in environments like this, it can boil over. The referee really not happy. In terms of Stockport Grammar, once again it was Tom Travis in at first receiver. A little bit isolated, although Sevens do love to have the ball in their hand.
So Will Hanson will look to add on to the Stockport lead here to make it 10 points, just short of the half-time whistle.
Well, he's missed 2 conversions, but he hasn't kicked his most recent penalty from just a little bit right of this. It's a good strike.
Into the heart, 16-6. And that will be the half-time whistle. 16-6 at half-time. Stockport Grammar with a 10-point lead, and they'll have a one-man advantage in the first 8 or so minutes of the second half. David, your thoughts?
It's been an interesting half. Seevic College started the better of the two teams. They really imposed themselves physically. It was good defensive line work from Stockport Grammar. They opened the scoring, did Seevic with a Friswell penalty, but after Gilboy's first try, Stockport really calmed the nerves. Another try later and 2 penalties. They look the more controlled of the two teams. Seevic just need to calm themselves down a little bit. They've been ill-disciplined in possession. Obviously the ill-discipline boiled over when Chris Shields was given the yellow card, but in terms of the set piece, if they can use their scrum advantage to try and give a little bit more control to the rest of the game, then they can get straight back into this and we could be poised for a really interesting second half.
Indeed, they will be. Stockport Grammar School lead 16 points to 6 at half-time. So much so Seevic actually ran into the changing rooms expecting to have maybe some half-time oranges, but it's different in these semi-finals. They have to remain out on the field to both teams. So the second try was scored by Michael Sidebottom of Stockport Grammar. Let's have a look at that one. Well, this was clever play, wasn't it?
It was quite a clever play. Great vision there from the outside half. He'd already been successful with one kick. You see there, he puts a bit of loft on this one. He saw that the outside half, Friswell for Seevic, they saw that there was no one outside him. Seevic was panicking as soon as the kick went up because he knew he was in trouble. He knew he had to turn. Side bottom the winger, great vision, got the ball facing forward. All he had to do was catch it and finish it, which is a lot easier said than done. Did fantastically well, and that was the second try. There was a lot of space out there on the Stockport right, on the Seevic left. They took advantage of it twice. They only really had those 2 try-scoring opportunities, and in semi-finals like this, big occasions, it's the teams that can be clinical who usually go through. That was clinical play from Stockport Grammar, well executed by everyone, and got the 5 points that it deserved.
16-6 Stockport lead. What does Seevic need to do in the second half?
As I said earlier, it's all down to discipline, really. They're a very big, very physical team. We've seen that from some of the tackling. We've certainly seen it from the scrummaging. They've got some real athletes. They've got Mazuzu. They've got Filson in the back line. They're big, physical guys. They're strong guys. They're fast guys. What they need is space, and they need the ball. Seevic haven't really been able to provide a platform from anywhere other than the scrum. Now, when you provide the platform from the scrum, Stockport have defended well. It's been a good defensive line, so Seevic have got to try and find another way. What they've been doing is when they have had the ball in attacking positions, we've had Ricky Gould, the scrum half, working really hard to try and get the ball. He's had a few darting runs himself, but he's been isolated. But when he has fed the big ball carriers, we've seen Mundicha take some ball on, we've seen Chris Shields take some ball on. Of course, he's in the sin bin now, so that defence is really going to be tested. They've spent a lot of time isolated. They've been running one up, which, although they might win the first collision and make a few yards against the Stockport tackler, then all of a sudden, you know, it's all slow because there are no offload options. The support is laboured all of the time, so they've not been able to get any quick ball, and Stockport's try line for 35 minutes there hasn't really come under pressure once.
No, I was about to say, actually, I'm just trying to picture how many times Seevic has been in the Stockport 22, and if we had the stats on it, it would only be a number of minutes. I think it would be. It's been basically, if we took the territories, a third of the game's been played inside the Seevic 22.
It certainly has. I mean, credit to Seevic. Every time they have been into the Stockport 22, they've come away with 3 points. So whenever they've had the opportunity to kick for goal, they have kicked for goal and they've scored those points. But that's not going to be enough. Stockport have shown that they can score tries from what are essentially inopportune moments. I mean, the first try in particular, the kick came over the top from midfield. They'll show that they'll strike from anywhere. They've had a couple of opportunities where they've attacked from inside their own 22. George Chatterton in particular, the outside centre in the grey scrum cap, he's gone round the outside of his man. I think they've spotted Amos Filson as a defensive weakness. They can turn him. They've turned Lewis Johnston a couple of times, the winger on the other side, and they're always probing for opportunities. Stockport themselves, however, their go forward hasn't been particularly good. It has done in broken play, but when they've had the opportunity for good possession from the base of the ruck, it's often been going backwards. They haven't been getting the best service. So it's the team that can turn all of the kind of negatives into positives, who can provide the best structure in the second half, who will come away with the win here.
Well, it's a 10-point game. Both teams remaining out on the field, which is how it works in these finals days. Be roughly the same with Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. 25th of March, I do believe, is the magic day at Twickenham on finals day, on a Wednesday this year.
I'm going to give you a cliche here.
Oh, please do.
The first score in this second half.
We'll win the game.
Maybe not win the game, but it'll certainly be important. There's a huge difference between a 5-point game and a 15-point game.
Massive 8 minutes this for Seevic. If they can keep the score as is, they'll still have half a chance.
Absolutely. Particularly with the big back row to come back on with 10 minutes more rest. Just off your screen there, we had the Stockport 10. Louis Jones was just telling everyone to calm down. You know that gesture with both hands out to his one side, just saying, right boys, cool heads. And that is what they need.
So 35 minutes away from Twickenham for one of these two sides. Harrison Freeswell will look to restart this tie. Very, very important first 8 minutes of the second half. Seevic are down to 14 and are chasing the game. So we're underway in this second half. Good take there from Tom Travis. Picked up by James Gilboy. Seevic win the penalty right in front of the sticks. It's got to be 3 points.
Well, that's a great start for them. First time inside the 22 and the opportunity to get 3 points. We've just had a confirmation of a substitution. Ned Barlow, number 19, will replace Kyle Clapperton in the second row.
So Ned Barlow on the field. But Harrison Freeswell here with a little bit of a bonus at the start of this second half. Usually they say when you're down to, you lose a man in the same bin, the average punch you lose on average is about 7, but this will nullify it.
He's 2 from 2 so far in the matches, Freeswell.
Harrison Freeswell, this to reduce the deficit to 7. Into the heart. The ball goes over the stand. Somebody will have to go and collect that one, but alas, 7 points is the difference. Good start for Seevic, exactly what they would have wanted.
Exactly what they wanted, and the mistake came from exactly what Seevic were doing in the first half. It was James Gilboy, the number 8, with a big carry, but he was isolated. It's so important that you support the ball carrier.
Not the best collection, but Seevic still retain possession. Ricky Gould. Mundicha. Takes a couple of lads to bring him down. Gould under pressure. Freeswell. Kick downfield. Collected by O'Mahony. Tries to beat one man and another, but hits the train. That is Mundicha.
That's a big unit.
Stockport continue to drive forward, getting over the gain line and have an advantage. The referee calls it back for that earlier infringement, and Stockport win the penalty. And no doubt we're looking to try and find some 22 territory here.
Ricky Gould was absolutely lightning on that charge down there. He came flying through, but it ended up back with the Stockport player, and the advantage was already there. Now this is a huge chance for Stockport. What they've looked to do is kind of bring the ball in, open up space and go over the top, but let's not forget that they have numbers in the forward pack now, so the drive is the option too. It's a reduced numbers line out. Real big chance here for Stockport.
James Travis. Collected though by Jamie Collins of Seevic.
Big steal, huge steal.
Ricky Gould with the box kick, high into the air. A couple of players under it. But Tom O'Mahony is the one who collects, and now he's the one. Bit of a loose pass there, though, but still collected by Stockport. Remember, they have a one-man advantage. Oh, a little bit of a juggling act there from number 13, George Chatterton.
Well, that's the first time it's really opened up in the second half. It was a great steal at the line-out from Seevic. Once again, it's the forward pack that are digging them out here. But the kick was under pressure. O'Mahony does well, but beats the first man, but then kind of throws the pass. There wasn't really any kind of vision, any kind of end game to that. He just wanted to release the hands. See the replay there, is it?
Yeah, this is just a Chatterton. He just gets caught in two minds, doesn't he?
just got a little bit excited. Is it a dummy? Is it a pass? In the end, it was neither. All the while for Seevic as well, the clock is ticking down until they're back to their full contingent.
Ricky Gould with the put in, but it will be a Stockport free kick. Mark Ray goes quickly. Lewis Jones. Tom Mahoney. James Gilboy, the first try scorer. Ray looks to his left, instead goes right. Lewis Jones. They come again across field, but this time that one will go over the whitewash, and they'll back they come.
Yeah, you can see from the flight of that kick that he didn't quite catch it right. He did a bit more loft and a bit more control. There was space out there again though, but he's doing well with these kicks. The Stockport outside half is he's turning the defenders. His attackers are running forward, the defenders are going over their shoulder and running backwards. Even if they do recover the ball then, it's really, really difficult to try and get yourself out of trouble. Interestingly, it was Tom Power, the second rower, who was hanging right there, looking for the glory.
And why not indeed?
Perhaps that's why Jones thought, nah, not this time. I'll take a little bit off him. What are you doing out there?
Ricky Gould with the scrum, better scrum this time from Seevic. Freeswell, it's a downfield, good kick downfield as well.
He's done well too, that was a good pick up off his toes. And look at the pace here on the 14.
Filson with a good run, but that is a superb kick and puts it right deep into Stockport territory.
Well, he's put 65 metres on that one. Absolutely tremendous kick. And had the pitch been 5 metres longer there, Amos Filson was absolutely tearing up the far side.
He was motoring.
That's what Seevic needs. Seevic, should I say. They need to release that kind of pace and power, because if you've got pace, you're a problem.
Collected by Joe Hedges. Seevic reminding you down to 14 as well. Ricky Gould. This is the big man, Mundicha.
Great offload as well from Mundicha. Great scramble defence too from Stockport. That's the first time we've seen Mundicha really release his hands. Got up high, used his power. Great offload with the right hand. But Seevic not quite able to ground the ball in the corner.
And the 10 minutes are now up. Chris Shields is back on the field. So it's 13-6 when he was Simbin, 16-9, no points lost, no ground lost.
Big moment for him here. Great place for him to rejoin play too. Seevic really not only getting on top in the scrum, but getting on top in the line-out too. They've disrupted and stolen the last 2 Stockport line-outs.
This is something we mentioned in the first half. You know, if they have a chance at this, scrum just short of the Stockport 22. This is a big thing in their arsenal here.
Well, if you believe in narrative, it's going to be Chris Shields who dobs the ball down for a try here.
Written in the stars, as they say. Ricky Gould with the put in. Both teams back up to their full quota. It is Shields. Gould out wide. Filson, is he down?
Well, the
going to check with the touch judge. He's checking with the touch judge. We can't tell from our position up here. Try given.
Well. Seevic have absolutely exploded into life in this second half. It was a great scrum. Stockport tried to disrupt it, but Seevic managed to get the ball out quickly, worked that short side well, created numbers. Let's have a look at the replay. Stockport actually had the Seevic scrum going backwards, but it was Shields to number 8. Lovely little backdoor offload. The scrum half taking 2 players out there. And then it was that man, Amos Filson. Great take. You can see the celebration there. He knows how much that means. So much momentum, so much pace. And dobs the ball down in the corner. Game on here.
2-point game. Both teams back up to their full quota of 15 as well. So a little bit of a turnaround here happening at the Alliance Park. First of 4 semi-finals here on this Saturday in North London. Freeswell, this to level the scores. He's not going to reach. So it's only going to be a 2-point game. But exactly the start Seevic would have wanted the second half.
Well, they've been clinical, fantastically clinical. That's what we talked about at half-time. They've been inside the opposition's 22 twice. They've come away with a penalty and a try. Beautifully poised semi-final here as Stockport Grammar get us back underway.
So then we restart. And Stockport are the ones who are under pressure here, making a little bit of errors. And Muzuzu is the one who's pickpocketed the Stockport mistake.
Yeah, Rock wasn't formed, so he's not offside.
And he could be in here. Mundice, the big man. Good offload to Curtis Biddle into the 22. All Seevic in this second half. Gold, Freeswell, Filson, dumped onto the floor. Mundice, 5 metres short. Nobody there, there's no scrum half there. So Stockport will be the ones who will have a chance to clear their lines, but it's been all Seevic.
Great work there from Stockport, but look at the difference it's making for Seevic as their big forwards are going running.
It's a loose kick, and it could be a chance here. Number 13, Jordan Lowe. Stockport at 6s and 7s currently.
Slow ball that'll really help Stockport.
Ricky Gold.
He's isolated.
Hedges. Ricky Gold is going to go to his left. Freeswell, inside pass to Shields.
His numbers
Gold,
left.
Freeswell, inside, number 7, Charlie Cannon. What a turnaround in the first 10 minutes of this VAR semi-final. It was all Stockport. Seevic have come to the party.
Oh, absolutely, Seevic, absolutely flying. Stockport Grammar at 1s and 2s. They recovered the ball from the kickoff, but then it was just absolute carnage. Backdoor offloads when there was no need. There was great work from Manash Muzuzu. He turned the ball over, and from there, Seevic just had Stockport Grammar on the back foot the whole time. All of a sudden, we've got Mundice. He's got support runners. He's got people coming off him. Lovely inside ball there from the 10. I said in the first half that Freeswell, he looks really composed when he's on the ball. It was interesting, he had 3 men outside him. Instead, he chose the inside ball. First of all, finding Joe Hedges. Second time, ignoring the 3 men inside him. Outside him. It was Charlie Cannon.
The conversion had been missed.
Charlie Cannon on the inside line just strolled in, really. Stockport Grammar at 1s and 2s. They were the composed team in the first half. It is Seevic. They've come out a completely different team. All of a sudden, they can maintain the ball. They are supporting the big runners. And they've got Harrison Friswell. He's missed the last 2 kicks, but what he's doing in open play, it's like things slow down around him. He can spot the pass, and he is absolutely making things happen. What a turnaround here. Seevic have scored 2 tries in the second half, and now they lead 19-16.
Indeed they did. I just noticed, by the way, as David was just going through that little chat, I was just seeing at the corner of my eye that Stockport Grammar were getting the riot act read to them by the coaching staff in the corner. That's why this kickoff was delayed by about a minute or so. They're really on the back foot here. O'Mahony. Ray. O'Mahony. How do Stockport respond? James Goboy. Mark Ray.
Just seen Will Travis for Stockport has gone off injured. I'm keeping an eye out for the substitution there.
But here come Stockport. A good tackle that was as well by Ricky Gold. He's been everywhere the lap.
Oh yeah, really, really energetic scrum half. That's what you need, and I suppose that's what you have to be a good scrum half. Very often physically a lot smaller than other players on the pitch, but certainly not heart and guts wise. He has been absolutely everywhere as the Seevic 9.
Yes, Will Travis is getting some treatments on the sidelines we've just spotted. Hopefully he's going to be okay. But a delicious first semi-final we have here at the Alliance Park on this Saturday afternoon. Finley McIntyre now for Seevic with the line-out. Goes long. Picked up by Chris Shields. Goes to the little darting run himself. How's the Stockport defence? Tom Power looking to try and seal it for Stockport. Lewis Johnston up to halfway. Gold. Frees well. Sells the dummy. Goes deep. Muzuzu. Beats one man. Beats a second. Gets past the referee. Doesn't get past Mark Ray. Ricky Gold. Frees well. Good inside pass to Chris Shields. More yards gained. Stockport with a man down. Freeswell finds the gap into the 22. He's away. He's under the post. What a turnaround this is!
Oh, magic stuff from the Seevic outside half, and it is all the team from Essex at the moment. Harrison Freeswell has absolutely got this game on a piece of string. First of all, it was finding the man for the first try on the outside. Then it was the inside ball for the second try. Then he spots a huge gap and he goes himself. There's no fullback at home, and Harrison Freeswell takes the game even further away from Stockport Grammar. Glorious play from the Ginger outside half.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. You mentioned no fullback because he was getting treatment on the floor, I believe. He was the player down injured. I think it was Tom Mahoney. He was the player down getting treatment at the time. So they were one man short during that attack. So the gap was there, the gap was open, taking advantage of it, and this, all of a sudden, from being 10 points down 20 minutes ago, this to go 10 points ahead.
When there's a player down, you've got to communicate, particularly when you're defending. When you're at ones and twos defensively, really, as Freeswell kicks the conversion. He's having an absolutely glorious second half.
Well, 16 points to Stockport Grammar. Seevic 26 points to 16 ahead. What's been the turnaround here, David? It's surprised you.
It certainly has. We saw that they had it in them from the very beginning. They just needed a little bit of organisation. What Harrison Freeswell has done is injected that organisation. He's really orchestrating things from outside half. As well as that, Mundicha has all of a sudden got the support that he needs. He looks more like a back rower than a prop. Great stuff from Seevic College.
10 points to the good. They are. That's the lead. Mundicha, the big man, takes a couple of men to take him down. He's the one creating the space and creating the gaps at the moment. He's found a new lease of life in this second half. Ricky Gold, Freeswell, loose pass, knock on, chance here for Stockport.
Well, he was looking to release Filson. He fizzed the pass just in front of him. Unfortunately, the right winger was just a little bit flat-footed and wasn't able to explode onto that one. But real confidence running through the Seevic College ranks at the moment. Look at the difference in a player like Mundicha when, he's able to play the game that suits him. Take the first contact. It's 2 or 3 guys that are handling him. He's so big and so powerful. He's able to free the hands and get the ball away. An absolute nightmare to defend against.
A penalty has been given here for Stockport. I think that was by communication from the touch judge. I'm going to play it down as well.
What they need is a bit of territory and a little bit of composure, because it's 20 unanswered points now for Seevic, and that is that's a long way back.
Just going to play it down, receiving a little bit of treatment here on the sidelines. Because it's a chance to catch breath, David, doesn't it? It's been relentless. It's basically, pardon the pun, but it has been the only way as Essex for the last 20 minutes, hasn't it?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Credit to Seevic, though. When you're in a semi-final like this, a big game at a top ground, you know, you think about the professionals and the top players who played on this ground. It comes with a lot of pressure, particularly for teams that aren't used to getting this far in top competitions. Interestingly, with Seevic, it's kind of a real community club. They all work together as an academy. A lot of the coaching staff, they all play for the same club, Southend, in the national leagues. Everyone kind of knows each other. There's a lot of expectation on the players, on the coaches, and they've got a great group of athletes here. What often happens with a great group of athletes, you've got to teach them how to play as a team and how to be a unit. Now, they weren't necessarily doing that in the first half, but they are doing it in the second half, and it's paying dividends.
A couple of changes, it looks like it's being made, and I'm seeing Carl Clapperton running back onto the field. So there used to be a restart with a Stockport penalty. Sam Clark, the player receiving the treatment, and he's now gone off the field. Carl Clapperton coming back on. So, line out inside the Seevic 22, deep inside it will be as well. They've got to get something from this Stockport, haven't they?
Well, they've been clinical inside the 22, and this is only the second time they've been there in the second half. They got a penalty last time.
James Travis with it.
Stolen again from Seevic.
Jamie Collins, the man who stole it.
Their set piece has been absolutely flawless in this second half. They've stolen the line out, they've won the penalty.
And Stockport don't know what's hitting right now. They've been hit by a Seevic train.
Absolutely, and all Seevic have done with the last couple of line-outs in that defensive position for them, they've just thrown a man up high at the front of the line-out. Surely Stockport should be able to read a tactic like that. But Seevic, everything's coming off for them at the moment. They're winning the line-outs, they're winning the scrums, they're finding yards. Their hard work is really paying off.
McIntyre. Collected by Shields. Goal with the box kick. Down the throat of O'Mahony. Here comes the Stockport counter-attack. Beats one man and another. It's a loose pass. Ball went backwards, says the referee. The Stockport still have it. But it's loose and free at the minute. Clapperton. Ray. Jones. Stockport into the Civic half. Ray. George Chatterton. Ray again. Ned Barlow. Up to the 22. This is better from Stockport. Ray. Jones. Jones again. Ray. Clapperton. Tackle by Muzuzi. Ray surveys his options and uses James Travis. Ray. Jones. O'Mahony. Back to Mark Ray. He spots a little bit of a gap. How's the offload? It's pretty decent to Carl Clapperton. Up to the 22. Patient rugby this from Stockport. Ray. O'Mahony. James Goldboy, the first try scorer. Mark Ray. Lewis Jones. Bit of a gap opening on the left-hand side. A chance for a little bit of a high tackle. Surely a penalty. And that could be a yellow card.
Has to be some decision from the referee there.
That was a very, very high tackle there, and it would not surprise me The penalty's already been given, but it would not surprise me if there's some discipline here to come from this.
Let's have a bit of a look at the replay. It was good, patient rugby from Stockport. They'd sucked Seevic in my opinion, the ball went wide a little bit quick there. Big ask for the left winger, but Amos Filson has got himself in all kinds of trouble there. There was no need for it either, because he was there in time. All he had to do was usher him into touch. He's gone in with a big swinging arm there.
Well, not, in all fairness, if from my watching wrestling as a child, I think they call that a clothesline, don't they?
Yeah, it's certainly not far off.
It would not surprise me if this is a yellow card. Yes, and absolutely did not surprise me whatsoever. Amos Filson spends 10 minutes in the bin, and they'll be down to 14. Justified?
Well, hero to villain, because of course he scored the try that started the comeback, but no real excuse for that.
Stockport on the attack. They're coming forward, just short of the posts. Ray. O'Mahony.
Stockport have to keep their heads here.
They got the try. They got the try. O'Mahony. He crawled over the line. And now a 10-point game goes to 5, and a relatively simple score to make a 3-point game with 10 minutes to go. Toss of a coin now.
Oh, absolutely. Seevic have absolutely committed suicide there. They've had such a good second half so far. You know, everything has gone right for them, but that is a moment of madness from Amos Filson. I've got no idea what he was thinking. There was just no need.
Justified yellow card.
Oh yeah, absolutely, no more than that. I don't think it was worth a red card. But when everything's going Seevic's way, it's the first time that Stockport have really showed any kind of discipline, any of the things that we spoke about at half-time as the conversion goes over there. All of a sudden, they're in a real ball game here when all they had to do was keep their heads and they were out of sight.
This is the try. Tom O'Mahony does well here. Just crawls over on the reach, gets over the line. Good try.
It was a good try. I mean, again, that's a bad mistake from Seevic. They kind of released him from the tackle. All he had to do was reach out and dob the ball down. There were 3 Seevic players appealing with the referee there for some sort of double movement. Definitely wasn't a double movement. He just reached out and plonked the ball down, but instead of appealing to the referee, make the tackle. You know, it's dead simple. After 20 or so brilliant minutes of rugby from Seevic, that is 3 or 4 minutes of absolute, well, rubbish, really. Those are the sorts of mistakes that really...
harsh of a word, but if that's the word that you want to use to describe it, has it been?
Well, it was a poor high tackle, and then they switched off defensively. It's cost them a player in the sin bin and 7 points. So I don't know what other word to use to describe it, really. Let's see how they respond.
Davis taking no prisoners. 10 minutes to go. And all of a sudden, Seevic are in here. There's going to be a chance here for Curtis Biddle. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Seevic are really on the ascendancy with 10 minutes to go. They're down a man, just to remind you as well. Stockport are the ones who have fallen asleep. And here comes the drive over. Held up. 5-minute scrum. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Seevic are on the ascendancy.
This is brilliant cup rugby. This is exactly what we were hoping for today. Teams absolutely going at it hammer and tongs. Seevic should try and use this now, use this as a way of getting over the line, not just in terms of the try line, but getting over the line and winning this match, because they know that they've played some fantastic rugby in this second half. A couple of moments where they've switched off and moments of madness have cost them a try and a yellow card, but this is a scrum in a brilliant position for them, particularly the way their scrum's been dominating.
3-point game, important scrum now, this for Stockport Grammar. We do have the one-man advantage. Ricky Gould with the put-in. Shields.
His number's right for Seevic.
With slow ball though. Hedges sent back.
Still numbers.
Ricky Gould. Breezewell. Jordan Lowe is over. Where did that come from?
Oh wow, he's just strolled through there. What a recovery from Seevic, put under pressure, made mistakes inside their own 22, but that is glorious execution in the opponent's 22. As you rightly pointed out, they're a man down here. It's almost like getting someone carded really galvanizes them. That's a great ball from Freeswell. To be honest, I think Jordan Lowe didn't have to work particularly hard for that. He hit a decent line, but that's poor defence from Stockport. There were two tacklers there. He's burst through the pair of them, and that puts Seevic firmly back in the driving seat.
Well, if this score conversion goes over from Harrison Freeswell, then they'll very much be in the driving seat. Eight-point game. Still 10 points clear. Roughly 10 minutes to go. Just to remind you, we've had a couple of stoppages, and it's only an estimation on our clock in the corner, so there's still time here for Stockport Grammar. They do have that one-man advantage for another 6 minutes or so.
Interesting that Seevic have scored 2 of their tries. It's a great strike.
Oh, superb.
And it's good. It's interesting that they've scored 2 of their tries when they've had a man in the sin bin. Absolutely defying convention, the team from Benfleet. But as it stands, they are marching on to Twickenham.
Does Stockport have anything left? 10 points the deficit. They have a one-man advantage, but the time is now their second enemy as well as their opposition. Deep kick, deep into territory. And Seevic are away. Nice little pass here. This is running rugby. This could be the coup de grace. Jordan Lowe. And as David mentioned, I think they only need 14 men, this team. It seems to galvanise and they play better. Shields. Ricky Gould spots a little bit of a gap. Will Weston. Ricky Gould, Freeswell, Mundicha, Gould, tackled by O'Mahony. Matt Bevan, Biddle. Mundicha lost half his shirt, but he's doing well on this. There was a good chance there for Mitch Webb. There was 1 or 2 players over on the right-hand side. Decides to go himself. But Seevic will like it here. Another score will put this game to bed. Freeswell out wide. This is the big man, Morgan Thorne. And that's, David, is Seevic off to Twickenham.
Oh, it must be Morgan Thorne there, the substitute. Loads and loads of space on that right-hand side. It was the same before. Oh, he's actually down injured there. He's not particularly happy after grounding that one. But 38-23, well, that really does tell a story. Seevic have come alive in this second half.
What's been the difference?
Discipline, execution. Maybe they were a little bit intimidated by the occasion. You know, we said right at the beginning of this match, both of these teams, they're from different circuits. They don't know a lot about each other. I think Stockport Grammar had a game plan in the beginning, and that was kind of what was giving them the impetus and the edge. But then I think Seevic realised that they had nothing to be afraid of, that they had the athletes, they had the power, they had the players, and they had the skill. And they've just turned the screw and taken this game away from Stockport Grammar. Let's have another replay there. That's just the grounding of the ball. Stockport, they've committed numbers far too close to the breakdown in defensive positions. I mean, Seevic have shown that they're going to throw the ball around. It was actually a scrappy pass that's gone to ground. So often in rugby we see that the pass that goes to ground unsettles the defence. Simple finish for Morgan Thorne. He's still down getting treatment, but he scored the try that's ultimately won the match for Seevic College, because it's a long, long, long way back for Stockport Grammar.
So Seevic looking good here to get to Twickenham. 15 points, but they've just been different classes in the second half, haven't they? They've gone from first gear to fifth.
Yeah, and there have been a few factors in that. I mean, the huge ball carrying of Mundicha, he's been absolutely phenomenal in this second half. That's meant that Freeswell has had time and space to execute everything that he's needed to. The kick's good.
It's a great kick.
He's really come into his own with his kicking game as well, his running game. He scored that magnificent individual try where he spotted the gap in midfield. And it's going to be a debut at Twickenham for Seevic College.
23 points to 40. Well, actually, Muzuzu has come back on the field for Morgan Thorne, who's still getting treatment. So a couple more minutes to go. And now it's Stockport just playing for pride. And it's been discipline, Dave, in the second half. That's been the difference.
Well, it's what it needed to be, really, as Filson is on the far side there. He's taken his position. They've been very disciplined in terms of their attacking execution. What they haven't been disciplined in is their actual discipline. You know, 2 yellow cards in the second half. They've got away with it today, but whether or not that'll be the case at the final in Twickenham in a couple of weeks remains to be seen. Oh, here comes a counter-attack.
Jordan Lowe, this to put the cherry on the proverbial cake. Matt Bevan driving forward, just a couple of feet away. Ricky Gold, Freeswell, and the few mistakes he's made, but it's going to be a penalty. Tap and go taken quickly. Ricky Gold, Freeswell, Muzuzu, he's over.
Well, he's only just come back onto the field of play. Massive celebrations there from Freeswell once the try was scored. This has been immaculate from Seevic. Every time they've been inside the opposition's 22, they have come away with at least a penalty, often a try. It has been an absolute masterclass in schools rugby. 45-23. Did you see that coming at half-time?
Well, I'm just looking at the score. It was 13-6 at half-time to Stockport. They've put 39 points in this second half. They've been clinical.
Yeah, real power there for the try too, but it was another mistake from Stockport that gave the ball away in the middle of the park. For all the things that Seevic have done well in the second half, Stockport, all the things that they did well in the first half, they've just really crumbled in the second half. As soon as the athletes from Seevic, the power and the pace, have put any kind of pressure on. It's not a particularly good kick from Freeswell there.
No, that's probably one of the only few errors he's made this afternoon. But he's still kicked, what, 15 points from his boot. 3 conversions and 3 penalties and a try to add to his name. So it's not about too much of a bad day at the office for Harrison Freeswell, the Seevic number 10. 23-45, well, this is something unexpected we didn't see in half-time. Only a few more minutes to go. So David, Seevic will be going to Twickenham in the under-18s Vars semi-final. Who's been their man of the match?
That's a difficult decision. In the second half, there've been some people who've really struck me with their performances. Ricky Gould for the full Ricky Gould, the scrum half, for the full 70 minutes has been absolutely everywhere. Of course, Harrison Freeswell has really orchestrated proceedings, but my man of the match is the big number 3, Mundicha. His ball carrying has been phenomenal. He's really disrupted the opposition's defence. His offloads have been great. He's been a huge force in that destructive Seevic scrum. I tell you what, I wouldn't fancy stopping him. He has been phenomenal today. The man of the match, number 3, Naji Mundicha.
Adi Mundicha, man of the match from my co-commentator David Rogers. He's had an excellent game as the number 3. Getting over that gain line, getting over getting Seevic into the territory, and has been a catalyst hasn't he, to Seevic this afternoon.
One of the things that's impressed me the most is the way his game changed in the second half. He took on a lot of ballers. That's a great chase from the man who had the yellow card, Filson. But in the first half, he was very isolated. He didn't let that stop him. He was still hungry to take the ball on. He wanted the collision. He wanted the contact. He wanted to make things happen. There's a bit of frustration boils over there, and that's the full-time whistle.
It's all over. It is all over. Seevic are the first team who will grace the hallowed turf of Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. They've defeated Stockport Grammar School comprehensively in the end by 45 points to 23. An impressive display, Dave.
Oh, absolute elation. I mean, look at it. It's hugs. It's smiles. It's even a backflip there from the number 11, Lewis Johnston. Just imagine what's going through those boys' heads now. They know they get to run out at Twickenham in a few weeks. By contrast, Stockport Grammar gave it everything but couldn't quite get over the line. As for Seevic, what an impressive outfit. Great performance from them. They did not threaten the Stockport Grammar try line at all in the first half. It looked as though Stockport, particularly with the man advantage, could have just seen this game out, but Seevic had absolutely none of it. Phenomenal ball carrying. Great organisation from Gould and Friswell, the half-back partnership. And a fully deserved win. Some great tries in there too, all sorts of tries. Tries from forward work, tries from maintaining possession and going through the motions, counter-attack tries, and in the end, over 40 points. Nearly 40 scored in the second half. They're going to take some stopping in the Vars final on the 25th.
Indeed, you know, and it's something that they took their time getting through the gears, didn't they? You know, they were stuck in neutral for the first 20 minutes, it must be said. And it wasn't until Chris Shields found the bin, all of a sudden they seemed to wake up.
Well, it was almost as though that was the catalyst that they needed. I mean, Shields, he just disrupted a line-out and got them some possession there as well, as we see a great show of sportsmanship there, clapping each other off the field. This is the first try.
This is the second,
second try.
This is Michael Sidebottom. This was to put Stockport Grammar, I think it was 16-6 up at the time.
Well, this is why Stockport were favourites going into the second half, because they showed that they could score tries from anywhere. I mean, Summer Jones's kicking in attacking positions was absolutely fantastic. All of the players were on a wavelength with him, and it looked for all the world like they were going to disappear in the second half. This is the first try. That was Amos Filson there, powering over in the corner, following a great offload from, well, it was from the 9 in the end. 8 and 9, Shields and Gould linking up really well. It was Filson who scored the first try. We noticed in the first half that he was going to be a real threat. That's a lovely inside ball there for the second try. Friswell worked his forward pack around really well in the second half. It was in fact 2 inside passes, and when the ball does go over the try line, take a look at his celebration. You can see how much it means to the Seevic College number 10. Real good graph on the back row. Interesting as well, it was a real sort of characteristic of the second half. Stockport were never really able to impose themselves at the breakdown. You saw there, as soon as the tackle was made on the 6, Hedges, there was just no one committed from Stockport Grammar to try and turn the ball over. That's the try there from Friswell. Really the crowning glory on what was a great individual performance from him. Just spotted the gap there, breezed inside the Stockport Grammar substitute, Adam North, and from then, with no full-back at home, it was a great finish.
You gave Nadia Mundici the man of the match, but if there was a runners-up medal, you would have given it to Friswell.
Yeah, I think the obvious choice is always the outside half, particularly when he has a game like that. He scored a great try, kicked lots of goals, but Mundici, for me, he was the difference because he was just an absolute wrecking ball at times.
Tom O'Mahony got over the line there to make it a 3-point game, and then all of a sudden, Seevic went down to 14 again, and they just went into another gear.
Well, O'Mahony deserved that try. He had a great personal performance. You know, he worked really hard from full-back, and when the back line is going backwards, as Stockport often were in that match, it's often the full-back who's got to pick up the pieces. But from there, following Filson's yellow card, Seevic just went up a gear again. It's a really strange sort of paradox. We're going down to 14 players, kicked them into overdrive, but once again, they moved the ball well from left to right. Stockport Grammar's defence kind of crumbled. Jordan Lowe there just kind of powered through. This was the final try. The substitute, Morgan Thorne, unfortunately, he was injured in finishing that, but he can kind of live the field with his head held high, knowing that he contributed to what was a fantastic Seevic College win. Again, space on the left-hand side of the Stockport defence. This is the final try. It was Muzuzu.
Muzuzu, yes.
He actually came on, he was substituted and then came back on following another injury. This time it was Seevic powering over on the left-hand side, but more tries, more quality, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they get on in the final.
Indeed, we shall. They're in Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. The final score on the first Vars semi-final was Stockport Grammar School 23, Seevic College 45. So, the winners that Seevic College will play will be the second semi-final between the King Edward VI Aston School and Churches College of Hampshire. They're getting their team photos and practicing on the pitch as we speak. Ed Townsend's our pitchside reporter. He's just grabbing the microphone and just trying to grab an interview with the winning coach. So no doubt he will be absolutely thrilled. But a very impressive second half performance from Seevic College here at the Alliance Park. And Ed Tarleton is with the Seevic College coach, and this is what they have to say. Let's see what he has to say. So then, Seevic College are the first team on their way to Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. They have defeated Stockport Grammar School by 23 points to 45. They'll play the winner of the second semi-final, King Edward VI Aston School or Churches College. That is coming up very shortly.